Welcome back to the deep dive. If you're like us or like you, our listener, you probably hate that feeling of being buried under just piles of information.
Mm-hmm. So much stuff.
Yeah, so what we do is take that stack, articles, notes, transcripts, whatever, and we try to boil it down into something really clear, knowledge you can use.
Get to the core of it.
Exactly. And today, oh boy, we are tackling something that causes, I think, a lot of frustration for English learners.
Uh-oh. I know where this is going.
The dreaded phrasal verb.
Yep, those little words that change everything.
Totally, like the meaning just flips with a tiny particle and trying to memorize lists. It's often a dead end.
Right, it really is. Rote memorization doesn't stick well here.
Our source material today is, I think, a brilliant shortcut. We've been digging into the transcript from a video by Bob the Canadian. He's pretty famous online.
Oh yeah, I know his stuff. Very clear.
And in this video, he actually commits to teaching over 50 key phrasal verbs by literally acting them out, like physically doing the actions.
That's fantastic. Visualization is so powerful for language.
Right. So our mission isn't just to, make a long list. We want to categorize these verbs he acts out, pull out the rules, especially the tricky exceptions, and turn these like simple actions into real grammatical understanding for you.
It makes immediate sense, doesn't it? The visualization part. When you, as a learner, just see walk by written down. It's abstract.
Totally.
But when you see him connect the verb walk, the action, to the particle by the direction,
Yeah.
and he physically walks past the camera, it just clicks.
Instantly.
Yeah, it grounds the language in movement and space right away.
Exactly. And he sets that stage perfectly with maybe the simplest directional action, walk by.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you right off the bat that the core meaning is often, well, physical. So let's unpack this. Our first category is basically pure physical movement and opposites. These are the easy ones, kind of.
He anchors, yeah. Easy to remember because they're literal, often reversible actions. If you get these, you've got a baseline.
Okay, so what's the most basic pair he shows?
Well, the absolute fundamental one is sit down and stand up.
Right. Seems almost too simple to act out.
But it's not. It establishes the core idea. You see the vertical change. Down usually means, lower height or rest. Up means higher height or activity. It sets that particle meaning.
Ah, okay. Establishing the concept. Makes sense. So if we take that up and down idea and say, apply it to a ladder.
Then you get climb up and climb down. Again, very visual.
And he mentions alternatives too, right?
Yeah, that's where it gets interesting. He points out you can also just go up and go down the ladder.
Okay.
So it shows that while climb is specific, the core up and down idea works with other verbs too. The particle keeps its general meaning.
Gotcha. Okay, but what about when the movement isn't planned, like accidental stuff?
Right, moving beyond just going up or down deliberately, like losing control or reacting.
Okay, like what?
Well, think about, gravity suddenly taking over. If you catch your foot on something, you trip, and then you fall down. That down particle, again, clearly shows the result. Failure of standing up.
Huh, right. Okay. Or reacting to someone.
Exactly. Someone gets too close, maybe invades your personal space, you instinctively back away.
Away creates distance.
Yep. The particle away signals you're increasing the distance. It's a reaction.
So, okay, a pattern is emerging. Particles like down, away, they define the result of the action. Lower position, more distance. Doesn't matter so much if the verb was trip or back.
Precisely. And simple direction changes too. Like when he turns around, first look at the river behind him, and then he turns around again to face the camera, to face you, the listener. That around clearly means changing orientation, maybe 180 degrees.
Visualizing it makes it obvious. And we can't forget the slightly alarming one.
Oh, the driving one.
Accidentally running over something. Oops.
Yeah, that visualization is stark. Run is the vehicle's motion, and over means passing above or crushing it. That little visual, oops, really drives home the accidental negative consequence.
Okay, so talking about vehicles, this brings us straight into what's probably the most rule-heavy bit for learners, transportation.
Ah, yes. The classic get in versus get on.
This is huge. If you, listening, can nail this difference, that's a major win.
It really is. And the source, Bob's video, lays out a very clear rule. It's basically about the type of vehicle. It's physics almost.
Okay, so what's the main rule? For just like normal cars and stuff.
For your standard, smaller, enclosed vehicles, think a car, a van, a taxi, the rule is simple. You get in and you get out. You're moving into an enclosed space. You usually have to duck your head a bit, right?
Yeah, that makes sense. You're in it. He does mention slang, too, doesn't he?
He does jump in and jump out,
Mm.
which suggests, speed or maybe enthusiasm.
Right.
But then he makes that joke about avoiding them now because he's getting a little bit old for jumping.
Ah, yeah, I felt that one. Relatable.
Very. But the joke doesn't take away from the main point, the really crucial exception to get in out.
Which applies, too.
The big stuff. Airplanes, massive ships, trains. For these larger modes of transport, you absolutely do not use get in or get out.
Okay, critical role. So what do you use?
You get on and you get off.
Get on, get off. Okay, let's pause on why. Because understanding the logic makes it stick, right? Why the change for big vehicles?
It's about the space inside. When you get in a car, you're going into a small cabin, you sit down immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But when you board a train or a bus or a plane, you step onto something, a platform, a deck, an aisle. You can usually stand up, walk around.
Ah, okay, so if you can walk around inside while it's moving, you get on it.
That's a great way to think about it, yeah.
Yeah.
If you're immediately sort of contained and seated in a tight space, you get in.
Got it. So I get on the plane, and when I land, I get off the train. Simple rule once you see the spatial difference.
Exactly. It's a fundamental rule based on the physical environment.
Cool. And just to wrap up vehicles, he mentions the vehicle's own actions?
Right. The car itself can drive away, meaning leave.
Yeah.
And it can drive in, like returning home or pulling into a driveway.
Yeah.
Again, away for distance, in for arrival at a point.
Nice. Okay, that gives us a solid base for movement. Let's shift gears now and bring these verbs more into, like, everyday life.
Yeah.
Section 3, handling objects, clothes, and the drama of daily routines.
Oh, domestic life, yes. Start simply with clothes.
Great. What were the examples?
Well, it reinforces those simple opposites again. Like sit down, stand up, you put on your hat,
Okay.
and then you take off your hat. The action is immediate.
Right.
Place it on, remove it. Classic reversible pair.
Makes sense. And managing small things, like the pen he uses.
Yeah, if you're holding it, you have to hold on to it.
Yeah.
That on means maintaining contact.
Right.
But the second you let go, stop holding on, what happens? The pen, or he even shows it with a bike, it will fall over or fall down. That simple let go has a real consequence.
Yeah, gravity wins again.
Yeah.
Okay, what about picking things up versus putting them down?
He shows that clearly, too. You pick up the pen from the table. And then to place it back down, you can use either put down or set down.
Oh, interesting. They're interchangeable.
In that context, yeah. It shows that sometimes particles can have synonyms, effectively. Put down, set down, same result.
Good to know. And making choices, like clothes.
Before you leave the house,
Yeah.
right, you have to mentally or maybe physically pick out which jacket to wear.
Okay. Pick out means select.
Exactly. Or which shirt. And I like that the source actually gets specific. He prefers a blue shirt. It makes it memorable, personalizes it.
Yeah, it does. Turns vocabulary into a little story. Okay, moving fully into the house now. Borrowing stuff.
Super relatable. If you borrow keys from a neighbor, you absolutely have to give back the keys.
Give back to the owner.
Right. The particle back clearly signals returning something to its origin, restoration.
And then the milk situation.
Ah, yes. The classic household flashpoint defined by phrasal verbs.
He paints quite the picture, doesn't he? Kids who take out the milk,
And then critically fail to put back the milk.
leaving it on the counter.
And the visualization is perfect for remembering. Taking it out of the fridge and then not putting it back.
Oh,
And he even includes the consequence.
Right. If you leave it out, it gets warm, smells funny.
You're learning vocabulary and a life lesson about dairy hygiene.
Huh. It's definitely motivation to master put back. Okay. And just general tidying. Groceries.
After shopping, you put away the groceries,
Yeah.
into the cupboard or fridge.
Put away. Storing them.
But then later when you're hungry, you get out the bread maybe to make a sandwich.
Get out. Retrieving from storage.
Exactly. That whole sequence just shows how phrasal verbs manage where objects are relative to where they're supposed to be stored.
Okay, clear. So final category now. This one seems a bit more abstract. States, processes, technology.
Yeah, moving away from just simple physical movement or object handling. But again, Bob's acting keeps it grounded.
Okay, so starting and stopping things. Processes.
He shows this brilliantly with that heavy cement block he tries to lift.
Oh, yeah. I remember that bit.
First, he has to get started, begin the effort.
Right.
But,
Right.
spoiler alert, he fails. Can't even budget. So what does he do? He decides to give up.
Give up, meaning quit.
Exactly. And the physical action, throwing his hands up in defeat, just makes give up totally unforgettable.
Right.
It links the abstract idea of quitting to a physical gesture.
That's really effective. Okay, other state changes.
Think about your body state. You fall asleep,
Mm-hmm.
and then later you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
Or your posture. If you're relaxing, you might sit back on the couch.
Okay.
But if the video gets interesting or someone asks you a question, you need to sit up and pay attention.
Sit up. More alert posture.
Right. And when you're done relaxing, you get up off the couch. All about shifting between rest and activity or sleep and wakefulness.
Got it. Now, technology. Lights, volume.
These follow really clear, almost binary rules, usually on and off. You turn on a light, you turn off the light. Simple.
Volume.
Similar logic. You turn up the TV, make it louder. You turn down the TV, make it quieter. Up for more, down for less.
Yeah, seems intuitive. What about power cords?
You plug in a radio cord, for example, to give it power.
Plug in.
Yeah.
Okay, now, this is where there was a really important clarification in the source, right? About the opposite.
Yes. Crucial point for you as a learner. The opposite action, removing the cord, is called unplug.
Right.
But Bob specifically points out that unplug is not a phrasal verb.
Okay, wait. Why? It's the opposite action of plug in, which is a phrasal verb. Why isn't unplug one, too?
It's about word structure. A phrasal verb is a verb plus a particle. One of those little words like up, down, in, out, on, off.
Okay.
Unplug uses the prefix un, which attaches to the start of the base word plug to negate it. It's like undo or unlock. It's a prefix verb, structurally different from a phrasal verb like plug in.
Ah. So in is a particle, but un is a prefix. Different grammar.
Exactly. Knowing that distinction saves you from trying to treat every prefixed word like a phrasal verb, it helps categorize things correctly.
That is super helpful clarity. Okay, almost there. Last few examples were about communication, maybe maintenance.
Right. Interpersonal stuff. If you want to talk to someone, you might walk up to them.
Walk up to. Approaching.
But if things don't go well in the conversation, maybe you need to walk away.
Walk away. Increasing distance again.
Yep, up to for proximity, away for distance. And around the house, decorating. You hang up pictures on the wall.
Hang up.
But maybe they get old, or you redecorate. Then you have to take down the old picture.
Take down. Removing them.
Right. And the final one really ties back to physical objects aging. That rusty old truck he shows.
Yeah.
Eventually it's going to fall apart.
Fall apart. Deteriorate. Break down.
And seeing the rust, imagining bits falling off. It makes that phrase so concrete. It shows how a literal action, things falling, can describe a more abstract process, like deterioration.
That's a perfect example. Okay, so we've covered, wow, over 50 verbs.
Yeah.
What's the big takeaway for you, the listener?
Well, I think the main thing is this. Getting good at phrasal verbs isn't really about just memorizing endless lists. It's much more about connecting the verb and that little particle to a simple physical or at least conceptual action.
Like we saw again and again, every time we added an up or a down, a back or an away, that particle defined the direction, the destination, or the result of the action.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you had to pick just one structural rule to really lock in from all this,
Oh, it's got to be the transportation one, right?
definitely. Remember, you get in and get out of cars and vans, those smaller enclosed spaces.
Says you're inside.
But you must get on and get off the big stuff, planes, trains, ships, because you're stepping onto a surface, a platform, a deck.
Understanding that why, the spatial logic, turns memorization into actual knowledge.
Precisely. That specificity is key.
So if we take this whole approach, acting things out, visualizing, and like seeing a rusty truck helps us understand fall apart, it really changes how you can learn vocabulary.
It does. So here's something for you to think about as you go about your day. If a very physical image, like a truck crumbling, helps you visualize fall apart,
Yeah.
what real-world action or image, maybe something you could actually act out right now, helps you visualize and truly remember the meaning of a more abstract verb like give up, meaning to quit trying? Think about the physical gesture of defeat Bob showed, or maybe something else. Find that physical anchor and let that be how you remember it.